Well, good morning, Trucker Todd here, and time for another video. Some of you have been wondering where I've gone, what I'm doing. In this video, I'm going to try to answer those questions and even let you know how it's gone so far. All right, hang on, here we go. Alrighty, we're back. I'm going to adjust this chair. Coming to you from my wife's vehicle. We started a new job and it has not been all roses and rainbows, but I'm going to tell you the good and bad, so hang in there with me. Before we go any further, give me a thumbs up. Look below. There's going to be my email. You can get information about the music in my intro, and you can apply for the company that I'm at now. Now, I'm not endorsing or promoting them yet, but if this is a company that you've looked at, go ahead and click that link. It'll get you with a great recruiter that will be able to help you. It's the recruiter I used. Everything went like it was supposed to. Hotel reservations, all my stuff got uploaded. The transition was really smooth because of this recruiter. So while I haven't been at this company long enough to tell you if A, this is a great place, or B, if this is somewhere you want to come, I have been here long enough to know he's a great recruiter that'll answer all your questions. So like I say, that link is down there. Now let's jump in. You might remember I was working for Roadrunner Freight. I was there about 13 months. We had some issues, but like I've said, I'm not going to badmouth them. They were definitely a good company. I definitely made really good money there. And so we're not going to throw rocks at Roadrunner Freight in this video. Matter of fact, I received an email this morning that they have actually increased their rates in some of their lanes until November 30th. They're giving out a temporary raise. And so, you know, I like to see those stuff more on a permanent basis than a temporary basis. Sorry, we got a frog in my throat. But I got my wife laughing. I'm sorry. I do like to see those things on more of a permanent basis, but it is a step in the right direction, and I'm happy for my friends and colleagues over there that are benefiting from this increase in pay. So what I do, I came back to a company that I worked for 4.5 years, Dart Transit, based in Eagan, Minnesota. I went to orientation here in Lancaster, Texas, at their terminal there, which was my home terminal before when I worked here. I traded in my Roadrunner 2016 Volvo VNL 670. Well, I didn't trade it in. I returned it to Roadrunner. And then I came over here and I got a 2019 Kenworth T680. It's candy apple red. In honesty, it kind of looks like a CR England truck. But anyway, super nice truck, big sleeper, 76-inch sleeper. My wife and I slept in it last night. It's one of the biggest truck beds I've ever slept on. We had a lot more room. We were a lot more comfortable, a lot more cabinet space. Like I said, I've already told you about my recruiting experience. I received a $5,000 sign-on bonus. And if you click that link below to apply here, you can mention that to my recruiter and he may be able to get that to you as well. And the way they pay that out, they do $500 every 10,000 miles, which is about 3.5 weeks for me. So over the next 9 or 10 months, I'll get that money. It's pretty standard in the industry to space it out. Otherwise, guys just quit companies and hop company to company to get sign-on bonuses. Orientation. Let's talk about orientation. Coming from Roadrunner, where, you know, I was pretty critical of their orientation department. And I know they're making some improvements over there, and it's going to get better. And some of you guys that have gone through Roadrunners orientation lately have told me it's better. But it was kind of shaky when I was over there. Of course, that was 13 months ago. Coming to DART, it was really, really organized. And it went smoothly. Now, your orientation at DART can be from 1 to 3 days. I got out in 1 day, and it wasn't because I was Trucker Todd. It was because they email you all this stuff, and if you fill it out and do it at home before you get to orientation, it speeds up your process. Also, if your recruiter doesn't get all your stuff done, your drug tests, your physicals, all that, then that can slow and delay the process as well. Like I said, again, I got to give a big shout out to recruiting for getting me through quickly. We got here, they gave us a list of trucks, we went and looked. The truck I wanted, another guy in class got to before me because I was still finishing up stuff in the classroom. Now, what shocked me about this guy, and I hope none of you are like this, he just went out and did a quick walk around. Never asked to see the keys, never popped the hood, nothing. Based on the color of the truck and a 10-foot away look, he said, I want that one. Well, since he got out there before me, he got that truck. Now, I would have probably selected the same truck because visually it looked like the best one, but I would have looked it over a lot more thoroughly. In comparison, my wife and I actually went through 2 trucks, top to bottom, front to back, walked inside of them, opened the engine compartments, even though they were spec'd the same. One of them was a black one, and one of them was the candy apple red that we ended up getting. It had, what was it, 229,000 miles on it. Still under factory warranty. You guys that have never driven a truck before, you're thinking 229,000 is a lot of miles. And it is in your personal vehicle, but in a truck, it's really not. In comparison, my truck at Roadrunner had 453,000 miles on it. So about half the miles roughly. Not in perfect condition. I'll be honest, I would have liked it to be in a little bit better shape. Drivers are really hard on trucks. It had a scuff on the front bumper. It had a few scratches. It had a spot on the passenger side rear cab corner. I'll probably make a video in a couple of days where I show all that stuff and let you see. It's been raining here in Lancaster all day long, and so I haven't been able to do stuff like that. So I bet you guys are wondering, why is he sitting in his wife's car instead of going down the road? My wife is dying laughing over here, and it's hard to shoot a video when she's laughing. The reason I'm not going down the highway is, while we were in the truck, right after we got it, it's idling. Check engine light comes on. Pull it over to the shop. By this time, it's 4:30, 5 o'clock. They looked at it quickly, said, hey, we're going to have to spend some quality time with it in the morning. Don't worry about it. It's not going to cost you a penny. It's under warranty. My wife was a little upset. At this point, she's going, let's just go somewhere else. Let's not even deal with it. And I said no. I said, let's wait and see. You know, to me, it's a relief because I've got warranty now. Had this happened to my Roadrunner truck, I would have had to come out of pocket for this. We were planning to spend the night here at the terminal anyway, and so it wasn't that big of a deal to us. Now, they called me probably, about an hour ago and said the part was 45 minutes away. They're going to have it out today, and they're should be working on it now because, like I said, it's been about an hour. They should be installing the part. They said it's going to take about 3 hours to do. I didn't ask what part it was. They told me, but I wasn't really paying attention because I look at the final estimate, especially when it's not costing me, because they could find additional things when they get in there. I was booked on a recovery load this morning that picked up in Arkansas and delivered down in Louisiana. I told them go ahead and pull me off of that load because if they get in there and find something else and it ends up taking longer, I don't want to put the company in a bind. And if it happens that my truck gets out real quick, they can always put the load back on me. So, and they were fine with that. There was no problem. We've already, I mean, I didn't even get out of orientation, and there was already discussions with me. Of course, I worked here before, like I said, for 4.5 years, so I knew some of the higher ups at the Dallas terminal. My fleet manager seems to be great. We've already had discussions about dedicated routes that would run me through Lubbock and things like that. So I'm a little discouraged about the truck, but not too bad. I'm relieved it's all not going to cost me anything. And I'm real optimistic about dedicated opportunities. Here is a downer. I'm going to be Debbie Downer for a second. I'm sorry, we're giggly today. I'm having trouble getting anybody to elaborate on what Dart's fuel discount is. And well, I'm going to give you two negatives so far. You would think that would be something that would be common knowledge. Now, they have an app and you download it and it'll kind of figure your, well, what it does, it's the same one they give their company drivers, and it says if they were you, where they'd buy fuel. They've got your card completely opened up. Anywhere that takes EFS, you can go to any fuel stop you want to, buy as little or as much diesel as you want to. But I would like to compare it to theirs. For example, in Anna, Texas, on that load that we just took off of me, with their discount, I was only going to save 13 cents. With my fuel card, I would have saved 16 cents. So, and sometimes the Love's across the street is even cheaper. So it's cheaper to go over there depending on what Dart's discount is. So far, I've asked my recruiter, I've asked my fleet manager, and I haven't been able to get a straight answer. I don't know if they're changing the program. I'm sure there's a logical explanation for it. So what I'm going to do for the next week or so until somebody can give me a straight answer is I'm going to use their app and see what it says, and then I'm going to compare it to the discounts available to me with my own fuel card, and I'm going to use whichever's the better of the two. But I hope at some point real soon that they can get back to me with some clear answers there. It's not a deal breaker, but it is something that I don't think it shouldn't be that hard to figure out. The other thing about here, and this is a blessing and a curse, their CSA score is really, really good. And because of that, they're really, really strict. And when I did my road test yesterday, the head of safety that does the road test was really riding me hard. He was strict. I disagreed with a few things he said. He said I didn't signal all the way through a lane change, and I did. He said I was taking exits too fast. I was exiting off at the exit speed. He said, what if this was a load of paper? I said, this isn't a load of paper. It's an empty trailer. I drive differently based on what the load is. And he didn't like you doing a finger spin to do the landing gear. He wanted you to get in a fighting stance and crank it like this, and just little stuff like that. And it's not a big deal, but it's to be expected. I'm sure companies with a higher safety rating do ride their drivers a little harder. They several times in class and during the road test, he said our drivers with 6 months experience do better on our road test than our drivers with over 20 years experience, because his point he was trying to make was experienced drivers get complacent, and that may or may not be true. We could sure debate that, but I just bit my tongue and let him give me his speeches, and towards the end of it, he turned out to be a real nice guy. I think we had a good conversation. Later in the day, I needed his help with some stuff, and he was very helpful. So this is in by no means a criticism of him or anything. He's doing his job. He's trying to make the drivers here just as safe as he can. And even though at times it was frustrating. I appreciate his efforts. But anyway, I'm going to cut this one short for now. We'll catch you on the next one. Next video will probably be about the truck I got. I'll show it to you. I'll show you the blemishes. Maybe you guys have some suggestions on how to fix those things. Also, previous video, want to thank you guys for all the positive comments. I was expecting a lot of pushback and I didn't get that. I got a lot of support and positive comments, and I appreciate that. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.